This is what happens when you block or you invalidate a late diagnosis. I don't think we speak about it enough. You think that blocking somebody from getting an autism or an ADHD diagnosis is just about a label. It's not. It's somebody's entire life that you're putting on the line. And I'm going to break down why. Because when somebody is denied that clarity, that why, it doesn't just disappear because you've said so, it gets buried. And buried things don't just die, they rot and they leak into everything, into how they parent, how they love, how they survive. Some people self medicate with alcohol, others with food, corn, overspending, work, or chaos, because they don't know that the discomfort inside of them is actually neurodivergence. People with ADHD are up to 4 times more likely to struggle with addiction, not because they're reckless, but because they're trying to regulate in a world that never taught them how to. Imagine this. You've got a mother standing in the kitchen, the washing machine is spinning, the toddler's screaming, dinner's burning, and she's on her third shutdown of the day. She doesn't know that. She's not lazy, she's not moody, she's undiagnosed. Over 80% of autistic women are misdiagnosed or diagnosed late in life, often after they become mothers. And nobody has told her that sensory overload is real, that executive dysfunction isn't a character flaw, and that chronic guilt that she's feeling, that overwhelm, might not be poor coping, but actually poor support. So what happens? She begins to parent from guilt. She overcompensates, she snaps, she sobs, she thinks that she's a problem, she thinks that she can't get it right. And think about it like this. If she has no understanding of herself and what's going on for her, then she has no roadmap to raise a neurodivergent child because she's likely to have passed it on to them. ADHD being 74% hereditary. Crazy. And nobody's talking about this. And in her relationships, she's people pleasing. She's saying yes when she means no, shutting down emotionally, trying to connect but never quite feeling safe. Many late diagnosed neurodivergent adults carry a trail of misattuned relationships and attachment trauma because they're trying to show up from a self that they don't even fully understand yet because they've never had an opportunity to. In the workplace, she's labelled as inconsistent, brilliant but unreliable, always burnt out for some reason because she's been masking for 40 hours a week. Then she's crashing at home, exhausted from pretending all day. Autistic adults are over twice as likely to be unemployed, even when they're highly qualified. And many ADHD people report struggling to stay in employment, moving from job to job and never fully understanding why they can't settle in the same way that other people can. Now, let's think about how it shows up in her body or his body. She's got gut issues. She's got fatigue, hormonal crashes, migraines. Autistic and ADHD adults have higher rates of autoimmune disease, hormonal imbalances, and chronic illness, especially when untreated, because the body keeps the score, and hers has been keeping the receipts for decades. And it's not just her. It's the dad who is labelled lazy, but he's struggling with executive dysfunction, that teen who is misdiagnosed with anxiety when it's autism all along. And did you know it even shows up in the prison system, a system full of impulsivity, trauma, and survival mode behaviour? In the UK, nearly 30% of prisoners are thought to meet the criteria for ADHD, and the majority of those are undiagnosed and still unsupported. That adult that has been in therapy for 10 years and nobody once considered that they might be neurodivergent. Did you know that up to 40% of autistic women are misdiagnosed with BPD, bipolar, or depression because nobody's considered that they could be autistic? Do you want to know what happens when you gatekeep a diagnosis because they're too old and it doesn't matter now? All of the above and more. You don't just deny services, you deny somebody the language that it takes for them to understand themselves. You keep them in survival mode and then you blame them for being in it. You keep them blaming themselves for a brain that was never broken, it was just misread. And the cost? It was just misread. And the cost? It's not just emotional, it's physical, it's systematic. Did you know that chronic masking has been linked to mental health decline and it is thought to contribute up to 16 years of a shorter life expectancy in autistic adults than other adults? So ultimately, without diagnosis, you're parenting without a compass, you're working with half the battery that other people have, you're loving from a place of shame, and you're waking up every day thinking, why is this so hard for me? What is wrong with me? and not realizing that you have been playing life on hard mode and somebody's kept the manual from you. And yes, I understand that late diagnosis doesn't fix everything, but it does give people a language. It gives them a mirror and it gives them a map. And it gives them the power to stop surviving and to start rebuilding from a place of knowledge and awareness. And when we block that from people, we don't just deny them clarity, we deny them peace and we deny them hope. And we deny them a future that could have felt safer. This isn't just about labels, it's about lives, and too many are being lost in the silence of nobody advocating for them. So, yes, late diagnosis is important. For all of the reasons I've stated and many, many more. I imagine if you are still watching this, you are somebody who either has a loved one who is late diagnosed, or you think that you are yourself, or you know you are. And I wonder what an earlier diagnosis would have done for you, and how has life changed since getting your diagnosis. I hope this is reassuring in helping you feel seen. And the next time somebody challenges you, asking you why it's important that you got a late diagnosis, you will have some facts, you will have a sense of certainty, but you will also know that somebody has your back, and I hope that you have your own.